Hello everyone, in this video we will show you how you can create a very basic app in Mayhem firmware and how you can contribute to Mayhem firmware. The idea behind this video is to show you the process of creating your own customized app and how you can contribute to Mayhem firmware. So let's dive into it. So first let me show you the basic app. So let me turn on my PortaPack. So over here you can see we have a customize button, and you can create your own customized button for H2 as well. And I have shown the process in the video, in the previous video, and I'll provide the link on the top so you can see how you can create your own customized button for PortaPack H2. And for this button is basically to keep your battery secure and keep it your PortaPack from draining. So let me turn on. And let me just go on receive, and over here you can see we have a new app, and let's just click on this app. Over here you can see we have a hello world button and timestamp over here you can see, and we have a progress bar. So let me just click on hello world button, and you can see the progress goes to 100%, and if I'll click this button again, the progress will go to 0. So it's a very simple app. It's not very professional, but this is how we will start and we will see the complete process. So let me turn off my PortaPack and let's just start with the process. So over here you can see we are going to use Kali Linux for this firmware compilation and how to add this basic app in this firmware. So we will use Kali Linux as our operating system. So first you need to create your own GitHub account, which is easy and free. So you have to create your GitHub account, and then you have to go on the Mayhem firmware page, official page. And first you have to clone this repository in your own local account, right? So the process is called fork. Over here you can see the fork button. All you have to do is you just have to click on this button, fork button, and it will clone this exact firmware files, all these firmware files in your own account. Over here you can see I have just done this fork work. So the files are in my own account. So we can download these files and we can play around with these files, and it will not affect anything on the main firmware files, which is on the main firmware page. So let's just get start with it, and now we'll clone this repository in our own account, in our local system basically. So from our local account. So let's just see. And first we will connect this GitHub account with our Kali Linux so that we can easily download these files and upload the files after making changes. So we will connect this GitHub account with our Kali Linux. So it's very simple and easy. Let's just start with the process. So now we will create SSH keys, RSA keys, which we will create from our local Kali system, and then we will add the public key in our GitHub account so that we can connect with our GitHub account. So we will use SSH keygen, and this is the command -t RSA. We will generate RSA key with -b 4096 and -c, and then we will type our email address, and the email address should be the same which we use to create our GitHub account. So let's just hit enter, and let's just hit enter again. We'll use yes, and then we have to type our password. You have to type your own password. Let's just type the password one more time. And the keys are generated. Over here you can see the keys are generated in root SSH ID RSA file, and the public key is also generated in SSH ID RSA.pub file. So we will use this pub file and we will save these keys on our GitHub account in a moment. So let's just first start the SSH agent using eval command, and this is the command eval to start the agent. And then we will add the keys, SSH keys, to our file, SSH file. Let's just hit enter, and we have to type the password. So let me type my password. So identity added, and with this email address you can see. So we have done this work. Now we will use cat and we will use this pub file to see our public key. So this is our public key, which we have to copy in our GitHub account. So let me just copy, and we have to go in GitHub account settings, SSH and GPG keys, new SSH keys. Over here we will create Kali. We can name anything. I'll use Kali OS, and we have to paste this key over here and save. Over here you can see. So now we can test our account. Let me just clear out and let's just see if the account is working. So we will use SSH-T option with git@github.com, and let's just hit enter. Let's just wait. And over here you can see we have successfully authenticated by GitHub, and now we can download our firmware. So let's just download this firmware on our local directory. So let me download this GitHub firmware. So we will use command git, and we will use git clone, and with the email with the same account we will try to download this with SSH. So we will use the same email address, the git email address. So we use git@github.com, and then you have to provide your username using colon. So let me type colon, and this is my username. Over here you can see my username. So I have to type my username. You have to type your own username, and then the repository name. So our repository is, let me just go on GitHub page. And this is the repository which we cloned, which we forked. So let me just see the name. Over here you can see mayhem firmware.get. So we only need this last name, right? mayhem-firmware.get, and let's just paste it over here, and it will download, or it will clone the repository in our local system. So let's just hit enter, and over here you can see it's started cloning. So here you can see I have just misspelled my username. So let me just do it one more time, and we will download this repository recursively. So we have to download all the submodules as well. So I'll also use recurse submodule command. So let me type recurse and hyphen submodules. So it will download all the submodules as well from this GitHub firmware. So let's just hit enter, and let's just wait. So over here you can see it started cloning the Mayhem firmware, and it will take around 5 to 6 minutes because it's around 400 MB. It will download all the files and all the recursive submodules as well, like HackRF firmware. So all the other firmwares, HackRF firmware and other files will be downloaded using the same command. So it will take a few minutes. So meanwhile let's just set up our local system for creating or compiling the firmware. So over here you can see the page, and I will provide this link in the resources file or in the description. So you can copy this link. You can also follow along with this page. So over here you can see the compiling process. So first we have to download these libraries. So let me just open another terminal, and let me just do sudo su with the password. Let me zoom in. So let's just download and install all the dependencies first. So let's just copy this command, and let me just go on my terminal, and let's just paste, and let's just hit enter. First, let's just do apt update to update our local repositories. Now let's just clone copy these libraries, and let's just add these libraries. Let's just do yes. So it's downloading all the libraries, dependencies basically. So it will take few minutes to download these libraries. So all the dependencies are installed now. Over here you can see, and let's just see the progress of our firmware. So over here you can see the firmware is still downloading. It's still downloading the firmware. It's around 400 MB, so it will take few minutes. So let's just keep this downloading, and let's just do our setup. So we have downloaded all the dependencies, and now we have to set up our ARM toolchain. So ARM toolchain is a set of software tools used to compile, build and debug programs specifically for ARM based processors. It includes compiler, assembler, linker and other utilities necessary for creating firmware or applications that run on ARM microcontrollers or processors. So let's just download these files as well. So let's just do copy, and let's just go on our terminal again, and let's just paste, and again it will take few minutes. So let's just keep this running. So we have downloaded ARM toolchain. Now we have to set this default chain toolchain as default. So this is the command. So let's just copy this command, and let's just paste this command over here. So it will set the path and default toolchain. So now we are ready to compile our firmware, and over here you can see it's showing over here you can see the command to download the firmware which we are already downloading. You can see the progress. So the firmware is still in the downloading process. So let's just keep this downloading. So meanwhile let's just set up our IDE. So we will download Visual Studio Code for our programming. So let me just type Visual Studio Code. And we will download the Debian Linux Debian file, Visual Studio file. So it's downloading. Let's just wait to complete this download. So it's downloaded. Let me just open this in folder. Let's just open our terminal over here. And let's just do sudo su, type our password, and we will install this Visual Studio. So we'll use dpkg -i with the file name. So this is the file name. So let's just install. So it will take few minutes to install. Let's just wait. So the Visual Studio is installed. Over here you can see Visual Studio Code. Let's just open it. And over here it's working fine. Let's just see our progress, the firmware progress. So over here you can see it's still downloading. So let's just wait, and let's just wait to finish this download, and then first we will compile this firmware, and then we will do our changes. So let's just wait. So we have downloaded the Mayhem firmware and all the recursive modules and sub modules as well. So it will take some time. So over here you can see we have downloaded. So let me just go in the Mayhem directory. Let's just create our first build, and we will compile this firmware and check whether we have downloaded all the dependencies and libraries correctly. So let's just create the build directory. We'll create build directory, and we will go in build directory, and we will do cmake dot dot, and let's just compile all the files. So it might take few minutes, so let's just wait. And we will use make clean and make. For the first install, you can just use, for the first compilation, you can just use make. But if there is any error in the compilation, or if you have changed something in the files and you want to compile it again, you have to use make clean and make. So it's better to use make clean and make every time. It will not affect anything. So let's just hit enter. And over here you can see the compilation is started, and it will take few minutes to compile all these files. As you can see, it's a there are so many files in this firmware, so it might take some time. So let's just wait. So over here you can see the firmware build is complete, and we have built our first custom PortaPack firmware, Mayhem firmware. So let's just see. We will do ls, and you will see all the directories over here, and you will see firmware directory which is created by the compilation. So we will go in firmware directory, and over here you can see PortaPack Mayhem firmware.bin, and this is the same file which we usually download from Mayhem page. Let me show you the Mayhem page. So this is the page. So over here you can see in release. If I go in release, so in assets you will see this zip file, and in this zip file we have this same bin file which we download from this release page, and we install this Mayhem firmware on our PortaPack. So we created our custom firmware. Over here you can see this is our custom firmware which we created. So it's nothing changed right now, it's the same firmware, but let's just create our simple app with this custom build, and then we will again create our another build, and then we will install this firmware on our PortaPack. So this is the link. I will provide this link to create this simple app. So let's just go through this code really quickly. And if you want to learn more about this code and creating application, write it down in the comment below, and we will go through this code in detail. So let's just first open our Visual Studio. So first, before opening our Visual Studio, let me just go in the terminal, and let's just do cd dot dot and cd dot dot. Again do cd dot dot. So we have our firmware in mayhem -firmware folder. So we have to give permission to our normal user, Kali user, to edit these files. So for that we will use chown command, and with -r option we will provide the username and the folder. So we will use -r, and Kali is the user and the Kali is group, and then we have to provide the folder name which is mayhem, and let's just hit enter. Now we can edit this mayhem folder with our Kali normal user. So let's just open our Visual Studio now. Otherwise, if we will use with root, we have to again type our password again when we will edit the file, and it's not a best practice to use the root user. So let's just open our Visual Code, and let's just open this folder, Mayhem folder. So let me just go in folders, and we have our Mayhem folder over here, Mayhem firmware. Let's just open this folder, and we have all the files over here, you can see. And let's just use trust. I trust this author, so let me just take, and now we have all the files over here, as you can see. So first of all, we will create new files in firmware, application, and app folder. Over here you can see all the different apps available. So let me just go on the link again. Over here you can see we can create the new app using this code. This is a simple code which we will use. So let's just create our simple app in which we have to create two files. the new app.hpp file. So basically hpp file is for declaration, all the functions and all the things which we use we have to declare over here, and in cpp file we will compile the logic. So this is the simple these are two simple files, and we have some custom code over here, some custom widgets. The information is provided over here. I'm not going to go through in detail, but if you want to check out in detail, you can check out this page as well, or you can write it down in the comment. So I will create another video with detailed programming. So over here you can see the same app file with some code. The first code was not there was nothing in this code. It's just showing you how to create these files. So we will use the second files. Over here you can see these files. We will use these files. So first of all we will add widgets. So widgets are basically the pre-built components and pre-built widgets which we can use. Over here the information is provided, you can read out. Again I'm saying, so in declaration file, which is the HPP file, first we will declare few modules, a few widgets basically. So we are declaring over here, you can see we are declaring a button. We are declaring date and time, live date and time, and we are declaring over here a label, a number field, and a progress bar. So these are all the fields which we will declare. So let's just copy this code, HPP code. So let me just create the same file with the same name in the apps folder, and let's just copy the same code and let's just paste it over here. So over here you can see the declaration. We are declaring 4 modules, as I said: button, live date and time, label, and number field, which are our 4, basically 5, because we are also declaring the progress bar. So we created our HPP file, and now let's just create our CPP file, a C++ file. And in C++ file we have our logic. Over here you can see, let me go through this logic. So first we will add all the widgets which we have declared in HPP file. So over here you can see we are adding this is the function basically, add children, and we are adding all the widgets which we have declared in this file. So we are adding the button, label, progress field, number field, progress bar, and timestamp. So these are all the fields. Basically it's a pointer for widgets. You can read out all the comments as well. So it's a very simple code. And then we are doing the progress. We are setting the progress and checking in the variable. We are checking in the variable whether the progress is less than 100. If it's less than 100, we are setting the value to 100, else we are setting the value to 0. And over here in the set on change progress, we are setting the value of progress. Over here we are declaring the timestamp in seconds. So this is a very simple code, and I'm going through this code very quickly. But again, if you want to learn about this code, you can go through this link, or you can write it down in the comments. So I will create a detailed video about this code. Let me just create this file again, and let's just copy this code, which is a very simple code, and let's just save. So we have created 2 files. Now what we have to do is we have to add these files in the list, basically in the firmware navigation file and in the C make file. So let's just add the declarations in these files. So we will go in UI navigation file first, which is over here outside of application, I suppose. So we have to open this UI navigation.cpp file, and over here we have to add our HPP file which we created. So let me add over here the file name, which is UI and new app.hpp. So this is our new file, and over here you can see the code as well. And we have to also add the item in the navigation view. So basically it will add where we want to add our application basically. So we can add it in. So let me just first copy this code and let me show you in the code. So over here you can see all the apps, different apps. So few apps are in RX menu, some apps are on home page, some apps are in utilities and TX. So let's just add our app over here, and we will add our new app in TX menu. So we have to go in TX, or let's just add it in RX. So we will make it RX. So it will add our app in RX with the icon, and this is our class, app new class, which we created over here. Let me just show you. So this is our class which we have created. So this is how you can add your custom app, and then we have to add our CPP file in the CMake file, so which is in application folder. So CMake file is in the application folder. There are different CMake files, so make sure you go in firmware application, and this is the CMake file. Over here you have to add your file which you created. So let me just set it over here. So this is the declaration we have to do, the files which we created, the new files which we have created. So first of all, we have to create HPP file and CPP file with our code, and then we can declare our file CPP file over here in the CMake list.txt file, and in UI navigation we have to add the HPP file first over here, you can see, and then we have to add our code where we want to show our application. So we want to show it in RX menu, which is the receive menu. So this is the code, simple code which we have done. Now let's just compile our code again. So let me just go in the Mayhem folder, build folder, and we will do CMake one more time. And let's just do make, and this time we have to exactly use make, clean, and make, because we have changed the files and we have created new files. So let's just hit enter, and let's just wait for the compilation to complete. So it might take some time. So the compilation is done. Let me just show you. So this is over here, you can see I have just copied this firmware file, PortaPack Mayhem firmware.bin file in the SD card of my PortaPack. So let's just disconnect this, and let me just show you on my PortaPack, and let's just install this custom built firmware. So let me just disconnect. And let's just start our PortaPack over here. We'll go in utilities, flash utilities, and over here you can see PortaPack Mayhem firmware.bin file. So let's just install this firmware, do yes, and it will take a few seconds, around 15 seconds. Over here you can see it's doing the installation. So let's just wait for few seconds, and the installation is done. I have to restart. So let me just restart. Over here you can see the build is changed. Before that we were seeing the stable build, but now we are seeing our custom build. So let's just go in receive menu. Over here you can see we have our new app, and this is a hello world app, as you can see. So it's a very basic app. So this is how we can create our custom app in Mayhem firmware, and this is how we can compile the firmware. Thank you.